of a disease, only to find out later it's just part of growing older. It's a fear many seniors share, being labeled sick when in truth, you're simply aging naturally. The truth is, many so-called diseases are not real illnesses at all. They're normal changes that come with time, but modern medicine often treats them as something to fix rather than something to understand. In this video, we're going to explore 5 conditions that most older adults mistake for diseases, when in fact they're natural signs of aging. Knowing the difference can save you from unnecessary treatments, harmful medications, and even long-term health damage. You'll also learn how to embrace your body's changes without fear, so you can live your later years with calm confidence instead of medical anxiety. Stay with me until the end, because the truth you'll hear today might change how you see your own body forever. You might just realize that you're not as sick as you've been told. You're simply human, beautifully aging in your own way. Now let's begin. Sign 1, slower digestion and reduced appetite. One of the most common things older adults worry about is losing appetite or feeling full too quickly. Many people rush to doctors thinking they have a stomach disease, but in reality, this change is often just a natural part of aging. Your stomach lining becomes thinner, digestive juices decrease, and food moves a little slower through your system. None of that means you're sick, it simply means your body is adjusting. In your younger years, your metabolism was like a roaring engine, burning energy fast and demanding fuel constantly. But after 60, that same engine becomes wiser, more efficient. You don't need as much food to function, and your body becomes selective, preferring quality over quantity. Unfortunately, many seniors misinterpret this as illness. They panic when their appetite drops or when they feel heavy after a small meal. Doctors often prescribe unnecessary supplements, digestive enzymes, or even antibiotics when nothing is wrong. This is where overtreatment begins. Too many pills can actually harm your stomach more than help it, damaging your gut bacteria and creating the very discomfort you were trying to fix. Instead of viewing this as a problem, think of it as your body's quiet way of saying, I don't need as much anymore. Adjusting your diet to smaller, nutrient-dense meals like soups, fruits, and easily digestible proteins is often all you need. Staying hydrated, eating slowly, and avoiding late night snacks can make a huge difference without a single pill. There's also a psychological layer to this. Many people associate eating less with weakness, but in truth, moderation is wisdom. Some of the world's longest living seniors naturally eat less, not because they're sick, but because they've learned to listen to their bodies. Their digestion slows, but their vitality remains strong. Because they eat with awareness, not fear. If you ever find yourself worrying about eating less, remind yourself slowing down doesn't mean breaking down. It means your system is evolving. When you respect this change rather than fight it, you give your body the peace it needs to function smoothly. The real danger comes not from your smaller meals, but from believing you're ill when you're not. Trust your body's rhythm. It's wiser than any prescription. Sign 2, mild forgetfulness and slower thinking. Many older adults start to panic. The first time they misplace their glasses or forget a familiar name, they immediately fear dementia or Alzheimer's. But here's what most doctors won't emphasize enough. Not every memory slip means disease. In fact, mild forgetfulness is a perfectly normal sign of aging. Your brain, like any other organ, changes with time. The speed at which neurons communicate may slow down, and your short-term memory might not be as quick as it once was. But that doesn't mean your intelligence or awareness is fading. Think of it like a library. The more books you've collected over the decades, the longer it takes to find one on the shelf. The knowledge is all still there. It just takes a few extra seconds to reach. This slowdown isn't something to be ashamed of. It's actually a reflection of experience. You've accumulated thousands of memories, lessons, and emotions that your brain manages every single day. That's not a flaw, that's depth. The trouble begins when people misinterpret this natural slowing as illness and rush into medications or unnecessary cognitive therapies. Many seniors end up overdiagnosed because of ordinary forgetfulness. Some are prescribed strong medications that can cause dizziness, confusion, or even depression. In reality, most of these cases don't require treatment at all. What the mind truly needs isn't more pills, it's stimulation, rest, and balance. Simple daily habits can keep your memory sharp without risking overmedication. Reading, learning new things, playing word games, or spending time in meaningful conversations help your brain stay active. Walking outdoors, maintaining social connections, and getting enough sleep all protect your brain's natural rhythm. And here's something most people overlook. Stress and loneliness can affect memory far more than aging itself. When you worry about your forgetfulness, you actually make it worse. The anxiety clouds your mind and makes recall harder. When you relax, memories return with ease. So the next time you forget where you put your keys, don't call yourself sick. Smile and think, I've lived long enough to have too many things to remember. The goal isn't to think fast like you did at 30. It's to think clearly, calmly, and wisely at 70 and beyond. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Sign 3, joint stiffness and morning aches. For many seniors, waking up with stiff knees or sore shoulders becomes a daily reality. The first thought that often crosses their mind is, do I have arthritis? It's easy to assume that every ache signals disease, but in truth, mild stiffness, especially in the morning, is one of the most natural parts of aging. Here's why over the years your joints, cartilage and muscles have faithfully carried you through every mile, every lift, every climb. As the decades pass, those tissues lose a bit of their lubrication and elasticity, much like leather that's been well used. This doesn't mean they're damaged or diseased. It simply means they've aged just as you have. What makes this problem worse is how modern medicine tends to treat it. A little stiffness becomes an excuse for strong painkillers, steroid injections, or even surgeries. While those treatments are sometimes necessary, they're often prescribed too quickly. The result, a cycle of dependency that can weaken your bones and harm your overall health. The truth is, your body doesn't always need more medication. It needs more movement. Light daily stretching, short walks, and gentle mobility exercises can do wonders for restoring flexibility. The key isn't to push hard like you did at 30, but to keep moving regularly. Motion is lubrication. Each time you move your joints, your body releases natural fluids that ease stiffness and protect the cartilage from further wear. A man named Henry, age 74, once shared his story with me. After years of working on his farm, he began waking up every morning with stiff hands. His doctor immediately labeled it early arthritis and gave him anti-inflammatory pills. But Henry decided to try something different. He started stretching his fingers in warm water every morning and taking slow walks after breakfast. Within a few weeks, his stiffness nearly disappeared. He didn't cure a disease, he simply helped his body adapt. This story isn't rare. Many older adults rediscover mobility once they stop, fearing natural stiffness and start embracing gentle movement. Pain often comes not from damage, but from inactivity. When you stop moving out of fear, your muscles weaken and your joints lose circulation, creating the very discomfort you were trying to avoid. So instead of seeing morning aches as a sign of sickness, view them as your body's reminder to stay active. These signals mean you're alive and capable. Your body is simply asking for warmth and motion. Be patient with it. A slower, wiser rhythm of movement can do more for your joints than any pill on the shelf. Overtreatment is what truly harms health here, not the stiffness itself. Learn to distinguish between natural aging and actual injury. One requires acceptance and movement, the other needs care and rest. Knowing the difference protects you from unnecessary medicine and keeps you moving freely for years to come. Sign 4, slight hearing loss and ringing in the ears. For many older adults, conversations begin to sound muffled. You might find yourself saying, "What was that?" more often than you used to. Sometimes there's a faint ringing in your ears at night or when it's quiet. Naturally, the first fear is that something's wrong, that you're going deaf, or that it's an illness that needs immediate treatment. But here's the truth for most seniors. This is not a disease at all. It's a normal, gradual change that happens as your hearing system ages. Inside your ear are thousands of tiny hair-like cells that pick up sound vibrations and send them to your brain. Over time, some of these cells naturally wear out, not from illness, but from use. Decades of conversations, music, city noise, even laughter, all leave a mark. It's the auditory version of wrinkles, visible not on your skin, but within your hearing system. Many people panic when this begins to happen, rushing into expensive procedures or overusing hearing devices before they truly need them. The problem with that approach is that it can actually make your ears more sensitive and dependent, much like how overusing glasses can make your eyes lazier. In some cases, even unnecessary ear cleanings or surgeries can cause infections or irritation, worsening the problem rather than solving it. The best response to early hearing decline isn't fear, it's adaptation. Accepting that your ears are simply adjusting to age gives you peace and clarity. Instead of overtreating, focus on habits that support ear health naturally. Avoid loud noises, rest your ears after long conversations, and stay hydrated. Believe it or not, dehydration can make the ringing in your ears worse because the delicate structures in your ear rely on proper fluid balance. There's also a psychological component here. Many seniors mistake mild hearing decline as a symbol of weakness, when in truth it's simply part of the aging design. Trying to erase every sign of time often causes more stress, and that very stress can amplify the ringing in your ears. The calmer you are, the quieter it becomes. Some doctors now say that what matters most is how you manage your environment. Turn down background noise when speaking to others. Look directly at the person talking and practice active listening. Your brain will adjust. It's incredibly adaptable, even in your 70s and 80s. One man I met named Paul, age 78, told me that when his hearing began to fade, he felt embarrassed and withdrew from conversations. After a while, he realized that his real challenge wasn't his ears, it was his confidence. Once he stopped seeing it as a disease and began seeing it as a natural transition, he found peace. He practiced listening carefully, kept his mind active, and his social life flourished again. So if you're noticing a little hearing loss or ringing in your ears, don't let fear lead you to unnecessary treatments. See it as what it truly is, a gentle reminder of a life well lived and heard. Protect your ears, stay calm, and focus on what truly matters: connection, not perfection. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Sign 5, occasional heart palpitations and uneven heartbeat. There's a moment many seniors experience that can be frightening. Your heart skips a beat, flutters for a second, or suddenly beats harder than usual. It can happen while sitting quietly, lying down at night, or even after a cup of coffee. The first thought that often rushes in is, am I having a heart problem? But here's what most people don't realize. Occasional palpitations or irregular beats are not always a sign of heart disease. In many cases, they're simply part of the aging process. As we get older, the electrical system that regulates our heartbeat becomes more sensitive. Just like the rest of the body, those tiny electrical pathways can slow down or misfire briefly. It's similar to static on an old radio, a momentary disruption, not a broken signal. Stress, caffeine, dehydration, or even changes in posture can trigger it. What's most important is how often and under what conditions it happens. Doctors see countless seniors who rush to the emergency room after feeling one skipped beat, only to discover that everything is perfectly fine. Overtreatment of harmless palpitations can sometimes cause more problems than the palpitations themselves. Certain medications, often prescribed just in case, can make the heart overly dependent on chemical control, leaving it weaker over time. The better approach is observation and lifestyle awareness. If your palpitations come occasionally, last only seconds, and aren't accompanied by pain, shortness of breath, or dizziness, they're often just your body's natural rhythm adjusting with age. It's your heart's way of reminding you that it's still working, perhaps a little differently, but still strong. In fact, a calm, balanced lifestyle can do far more to stabilize your heartbeat than any unnecessary treatment. Staying hydrated, getting proper sleep, and managing stress are essential. Even simple breathing exercises like slow, deep breaths for a few minutes can reset your heart's rhythm naturally. There's also a hidden psychological lesson here. When you panic at every flutter, your body releases stress hormones that actually make the heart beat faster and more irregularly. But when you remain calm and remind yourself, this is just a natural rhythm change, your heartbeat often returns to normal. In other words, fear fuels irregularity, while peace restores balance. I once spoke with a 72-year-old woman named Evelyn, who used to panic every time she felt her heart flutter. She would sit up in bed, clutch her chest, and think something terrible was happening. After consulting multiple specialists, she learned her heart was completely healthy. What she needed wasn't more medication, it was reassurance. Once she stopped fearing those little flutters, they almost completely disappeared. Your body speaks in signals, not warnings. Sometimes what feels alarming is just your body recalibrating itself. Occasional palpitations remind you to slow down, breathe, and care for your heart with gentleness, not fear. And remember, real danger lies not in every irregular beat, but in excessive worry and unnecessary overtreatment. Your heart has carried you faithfully for decades. Trust it and take care of it through calm, mindful living, not panic or pills. Final thoughts. Don't turn on our phones. As we wrap up this video, take a deep breath and remember this simple truth. Aging is not an illness. It's a natural, graceful process that brings wisdom, resilience, and perspective. The real danger lies not in the slow changes of the body, but in the fear of them. Too often, people rush into treatments for what are simply the body's gentle reminders that time is moving forward. But when we overtreat, we sometimes silence the body's natural rhythm and weaken its ability to care for itself. Each of these so-called diseases, fatigue, memory lapses, joint stiffness, hearing changes, or palpitations, tells a story. They're signs that your body is still adapting, still alive, still doing its best to serve you. The key is not to fight every signal with pills or procedures, but to listen, understand, and support your body with kindness and patience. Aging doesn't mean losing health. It means learning how to live wisely with the changes that come. The strongest seniors are not the ones who never feel aches or forgetfulness. They're the ones who don't panic when those moments appear. They accept them, adapt, and keep moving with calm strength and confidence. So the next time you notice one of these signs, pause before worrying. Ask yourself, is this truly illness? Or is it simply life showing its years? That one question can save you from unnecessary fear and treatment, helping you maintain not only your physical health, but your peace of mind. You've spent decades building the life you have. Don't let anxiety over normal changes take away the joy of living it. Every wrinkle, every slower step, every gray hair carries a story of survival and growth. Honor that story. You've earned it. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.